Welcome to Music City, USA, where tonight it's 7,200 pounds of modified tractor action here at the Nashville Motor Raceway. Hi, everyone. I'm Stan Rhodes, and thanks for joining us on this edition of Trucks and Tractor Power here on the Nashville Network. If you're looking for country music stars, of course, you're going to find them right here in Nashville, Tennessee. And when it comes to modified tractor pullers, you're going to find the all-stars of the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series here tonight in Nashville, Tennessee. And speaking of stars, I'm pleased to be working with former Bigfoot driver Rich Hooser. Rich, we really do have the list of who's who in terms of modified tractor pulling.
That's right, Stan. And also in this 7,200-pound class of tractors, you're going to see 4- and 5-engine combinations. Of course, you get the legends who built this sport, David Banner and Tim Engler. 27 titles between the two of them. And of course, we'll be talking to them a little bit later on. And John Heilman, 20 years of experience in pulling. Plus, he's got 10 national titles below his belt. Pat Friels and Fred Freeman, they're both recent national champions.
And we also have a difference of engine styles.
Of course, yeah, you got your basic cast iron blocks, and then you also have aluminum blocks, which they say can put out a lot more horsepower, but hey, who knows?
Well, we'll find out. Right now, let's go trackside and check in with TNT Motorsports' Mike Goss. Mike?
For the past couple of days, this pulling track has been the most scrutinized piece of real estate in Nashville, Tennessee. We had 2 days of hard rain. It was a quagmire out here. Now, today we had wind, sunshine. We put 4 tons of lime in the track to dry it out, and it's in pretty good shape. A good pulling track is a clay substance, and it packs tightly together. Let's see how this one comes around for the modified tractors.
Under clear skies, the outdoor track distance of 300. Ron will set the weight, and Steve will measure the distance with a laser. Of course, there you see John Carlton holding his hands up, putting that tractor into gear, checking the throttle. He's ready to go.
And John is the first puller, so he is considered the test puller. He's out of Little Plymouth, Virginia, with the Virginia Farmer, so we'll see how he does.
And he's going to be driving a brand new tractor, Rich. Both the frame and transmission built by Tim Engler.
His excellent start on here. He's coming out real hard. He wants his first pull to be good because a lot of times they don't like to come back. So far, it looks pretty good. He's got all 4 engines wide open.
All right, he swung over to the left and then to the right. He'll find out his distance. The Virginia Farmer is going to be 279.31 feet.
It's official. He's going to take that pull. As you can see here on the replay, it comes out real hard. All 4 engines are wide open at about 50 feet on out. He carries the front end just a little bit off the ground. Try to wish he had just a little bit more weight on the rear end.
Well, the next man up is the current defending national champion. Looking at Pat Friels backing up the Dollar Devil. He's out of Island, Kentucky.
Pat's running all cast iron engines, 4 of them. And let's see what kind of horsepower he puts on these. And they say these cast iron engines can't keep up with these aluminum ones, but let's see how he does.
All right, distance to beat, 279.31.
He's looking real good, Stan. The front end's up in the air just a little bit, but he's tending to go into the left-hand side a little bit. He might have to tap that right brake a little to pull him over, as you can see right there.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't have it. Yep, 257.58 feet.
Let's see if we can find out right where it seems to go out of bounds, so just a little bit. He gets over to the left about right there.
All right, let's go down to Mike Goss at trackside.
You're the defending champ. You feel any pressure, and do you think you can win this thing again?
Well, we're going to go out and give it a hell of a try. No pressure because it's just pulling.
Just pulling. You know, the configuration of these tractors is anything but simple. Earlier today, Rich Hooser took a look at Dave Walsh's tractor, the Irish Challenger. They're backing up. Explain to us the concept of multiple engines.
Multiple engine tractors. How do they work? Well, I'll show you. It all starts right up here in front of the right side engines. The starter. It starts the right side, and these engines here are connected crank to crank. Now, with these engines being connected on here, on the back side of the right rear engine is a cross box. Now, this cross box connects over to the left side. To engage these, he must engage a clutch, which is located in the bell housing of the left side rear engine. Now, these engines are also connected crank to crank. Now, if he wants to hook up a 5th engine to this tractor, he can do so by right here in front of where he sits. Now, you just remove this plate, and he can bolt up his 5th engine. Now, if he would lose power in his 5th engine, he could continue to run. But the way these 4 are connected together, it's real critical that they all stay running. Otherwise, he might have to shut it down early.
And critical indeed for Dave Walsh in the Irish Challenger.
All aluminum engines running on alcohol, a combination of 2,300 cubic inches.
He's out of Austin, Wisconsin. There's the distance to beat. He's ready to go.
With all these aluminum engines, he's got all kinds of horsepower, but he's got to keep all them engines running. He's at full throttle right now, doing an excellent job so far, but looks like he's having a little bit of problems right there, Stan. It seems like he's going to have to shut it down.
He did. He had to shut it down early. Way short at 212.97 feet.
Well, we can see right here and see about when it happened. Like I said, right here, he's doing real fine.
All of a sudden shuts down. Let's go down trackside to Mike Goss.
Dave, what happened? How come you lost power?
I don't know, something happened to one of the motors, a magnet or something, but one motor went down and I lost everything. I don't know what happened.
Well, it's the end of the night for Dave Walsh, but we've got more of the All-Stars of the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series coming your way from Nashville. Welcome back to the Nashville Motor Raceway as we continue action of the 7,200-pound modified tractors. There he is, David Banner. Man who's won 16 national titles, currently in Mr. Chevy out of LaFountain, Indiana. And his distance to beat, 279.31 feet, set by John Carlton.
David Banner, one of the legends of the sport here. He usually teaches these guys a lot of stuff. Let's see if he can do it here. He's got all 4 engines wide open. Front end just a little bit heavy. Looks like he's going off to the left just a little bit. He has to get on that right brake and pull it over to the right a little.
And you're right, Rich. They seem to be pulling over to the left-hand side. Have to pull it back. 267.88 feet. Not quite good enough.
He started off real good here. He just comes along. The front end's just barely up high enough. And I think it was a good run.
All right, let's go down trackside with Mike Goss. He's going to talk to David Banner.
David, a little short on that run. Now you've got another tractor. What kind of adjustments might you make?
Well, it's a lot better track than I anticipated. You know, I think a guy can come right after it. I walked the rack maybe a little bit too far and got kind of under my horsepower, to be truthful. But the other one, I think I'll come a little harder, and I think that'll make a difference.
Well, there's the veteran, Dave Banner. And now a man who just started driving a tractor last year, talking about Mike Piper. Great name, just at dirt. He's out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. The distance to beat, 279.31 feet.
Now, Mike's running 575 cubic inch Aries engines, 4 of them, a lot of horsepower, but this means he don't have a lot of movable weight to use, so he's going to have to try to transfer all that horsepower to them rear wheels, which he's coming out very hard, and he's doing it, and this is an excellent run. He's got all 4 engines wide open. The front is just a little bit off the ground. Excellent run.
Mike Piper, he's going well. He could be our new leader. And he is, 281.04 feet. And there you see Phil Patterson waiting in the wings. He's waiting for his chance to outdo Mike Piper.
Mike, you're a new leader. Can it hold up for you?
Well, the track's a lot greasy coming out of the hole. I didn't get the front end off the ground. It was a decent run. Could have been better, but we'll just have to wait and see, and possibly it'll hold up. The track may go, it may get better.
Well, from our new leader, Mike Piper, in Just Add Dirt, we go to Bill Eisner in Dirt Slinger. He's out of Weldon, Illinois. Bill Eisner in Dirt Slinger.
He's only running 3 engines, so he's got a little bit of disadvantage here against these other guys that are running 4 and 5 engines. So he's got to beat 281 feet. So let's see if he can do it. He's got a combination of less horsepower but more movable weight. His front end's carried just right. He had to get on the brake just a little bit and pull it over to the right-hand side.
Oh, I don't think he quite got there. 277.21 feet. He did not quite do it. Let's go down to Mike Goss with Bill Eisner at trackside.
Not a bad run for a 3-engine tractor. I mean, you're right up there with the big guys.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Kind of the underdog here. They all got me outnumbered on motors. Had to get on the brake pretty hard coming down there, maybe a little soon, but wasn't as good as the first run there earlier, but it didn't feel too bad. Awful lot of competition here. The best group of tractors I've seen in a long time together.
Speaking of competition, here's Phil Patterson. He's a guy that got hooked on pulling because of the thrill of sitting behind all that horsepower. Phil Patterson out of Ridgefield Springs, New York. And the distance to beat, of course, 281.4 feet.
And talk about horsepower, he's got tremendous horsepower. But the way he's got this multiple engines worked out, he's got the right engines running the right rear tire, the left engines running the left one. So he ought to have a good straight run. And he looks real good so far. It's coming off a little bit heavy in the front, but it looks real good. This is probably the straightest run we've seen.
It sure is, Rich. It's going to be close. Going to be very close. Phil Patterson, sassy, massy. Whoa. He had to beat 280. There it is, 283.98, our new leader.
As you can see here, he's got an excellent run. It's going down perfectly straight. He has no problems with it.
Rich, let's go down trackside to Mike Goss, who has our new leader, Phil Patterson.
Bill, you're the new leader. Can you hang on to win this thing?
I'd like to think we can. I don't think the track's going to stay together, but you never know. There's so much power back there right now, and top drivers in the country are here. Somebody's going to lay down a bullet.
We'll see if somebody's got the gun for the full pull when we continue from Nashville. Welcome back to the Nashville Motor Raceway. Current standings, of course, Phil Patterson and Sassy Massey holding on to first place. He's got 283.98. And then Mike Piper, just at dirt, followed by Big John Carlton, the Virginia farmer. And now it's John Powell with a tractor that has no name, Rich.
That's right. This is a brand new tractor. Now, it ought to do pretty good. It's an old Engler tractor. It's a chrome Molly 2 frame. He's running Keith Black Hemis on methanol.
283.98 feet. That's the distance he has to go or more to take the lead.
Well, if anybody can do it, if any tractor could, I think this one can. He comes out real hard, but look, he's a little light on the front end. Now, that could cause some problems. He's not getting all the traction back to the rear tires like he would like to have.
You're right, Rich. He had to hit that brake, pulled over to the left, and then came back to the right. I don't think he's quite gone the distance of 283.98. Oh, however, though, I think yes, we do. We've got a new third-place leader, 279.71. Next, it's John Heilman out of Rockford, Ohio. Levi Garrett's team also drives super modified two-wheel drive.
John Heilman, he's very experienced here. He's been in the sport for 20 years. He's got 10 national titles. He's running 5 engines on his tractor, 537 cubic inches apiece. A lot of horsepower. He's got an excellent run right now. Front end's carrying just right. He's got it all going down the track. Uh-oh, a little bit of problem with that rear engine. You can see a little bit of smoke there. He might have had some problems, though.
Well, he definitely did have some problems, only going 263.92 feet. There you see Wayne Keefe, our next puller, as we'll go down trackside to Mike Goss.
John, you came up short, but I don't know about you. I've never seen a field like this. You've been around this sport for a long time. This is tough, isn't it?
It's the most awesome field ever brought together. We were talking about that drivers earlier. It's the most awesome field I've ever seen. Our rear motor went dead about half track. It pulled the gear quite a ways on a dead motor. I don't know whether it lost the fuel pump or what, but the rear motor went dead. When they done that, it'd been a big different story because it definitely pulled down then. It's awesome in the word for the field. I mean, it's awesome.
And now you see Sudden Thunder, driven by Wayne Keefe. Of course, he's out of Hebron, Connecticut. He's driving one of David Banner's old tractors. It's going to be pretty competitive, and he's got to beat 283.98 feet.
Tries to have 5 engines on this tractor now, a lot of horsepower. Like you said, it's an old Banner tractor, so you know it's got to work good. He looks like a little heavy on the front end, though. He could use a little bit. Oh, he's got problems with the front engine. It's gone. He just wasted about $25,000.
Oh, my goodness. Up in smoke. Wayne Keefe, Sudden Thunder. No doubt about it. Only went 209.46 feet.
A lot of thunder, a little bit of lightning there. As you can see right here, a little bit of smoke coming out, and then all of a sudden she goes.
Well, that shows you the danger in this sport. Now we've got a guy who has an engine directly behind his head. This is Dave Banner out of LaFountain, Indiana, in the Fox.
And of course, with this engine back here now, this is a new concept he's trying, but boy, let's hope nothing like that happens like in that last run.
Absolutely.
Now, the reason for this is to get more weight on that rear end and be able to put that 5th tractor on it. He's getting a little wild out there, maybe a little too much horsepower. I don't know, he's awful close to that side. I believe he's gone out of bounds.
Well, you may be right, Rich. He was having a tough problem with it.
As you can see right here now, he's coming on real good, but his front end gets up and he's trying to hit the brakes, but I think it's a little too weight. I think he just gave it a little too much horsepower.
Well, I'm sure better days are in store for the Banners. You're disqualified in this round. They're always working on something new. Same as Tim Engler, another pioneer in the sport of pulling. Earlier today, Rich Hooser spoke with these two legends.
Standing on either side of me right now is 27 national titles between the two of them. David Banner on my right and Tim Engler on my left. They're not only building tractors for themselves, they're helping the competition. You guys go out here and run your stuff, and it seems to run real good. I mean, does that impress these other guys to help buy your stuff?
Well, I tell you what, if we didn't make an impressive run or many runs down the track or win Grand National Point titles, people aren't going to want to come to you and buy the same type of thing that we're running. They'd want to go somewhere else and get something different. So, you know, that's one of the reasons that today out here in the sport, you're going to see tractors with chrome molly tube frames, or you're going to see tractors with wedge-style frames, or tractors with engines sitting 90 degrees sideways on the tractor. with a gearbox like we built, or you're going to see engines hooked crank to crank, hooked to a larger cross box going crossways the frame like the Banner brothers build.
Now, David, you and your brother Ralph, you've been doing a lot, mainly with the axles, the rear axles and gearboxes?
Well, Ralph's main program is selling components instead of complete units. You know, we don't do that many frames. He does the rear ends and gearboxes, your cross boxes, and axles, and makes, you know, all sorts of parts like that. Parts is basically what we try to sell.
So there you have it. If you can win on the track, you can win off the track too.
Well, here's the guy that could make Mission Impossible possible. Tim Engler out of Princeton, Indiana. He has to beat 283.98 feet.
And speaking of innovation, look at this tractor. 5 engines, 4 of them are sideways, and the other one is straight ahead. And speaking of straight ahead, that's where he's heading right now. Excellent pull so far. His front end, he's carrying it perfect, Stan.
He's going great.
All the way down to the end. What do you think?
I think we could. I do believe we've got a full pull out of Tim Engler. Mission Impossible is a mission possible. Yes, indeed. Full pull. Tim Engler.
As you can see here, he started off at the beginning with no problems and just took it all the way down. Now keep an eye on this weight box. It gets all the way to the top, and he just keeps on going.
Tim Engler, our new leader. He's down at trackside with Mike Goss.
Tim, you went way past everybody with a full pull.
Well, we felt real good about it, Mike. The tractor hooked up. It took a while to work the throttle on a line to get it hooked up, but once they got it hooked up, it seemed like it really worked good, so we really feel good about it right now.
I don't know about you, but I haven't seen this collection of tractors together in a long time.
I tell you what, it's the best field of tractors that I think anybody's seen for quite some time, and I think the crowd is really getting a real treat, and I think it's just an example of what's to come for the whole summer.
Full pull is the distance. Let's see if Fred Freeman in the Mean Mistreater can catch Tim Engler. Welcome back to the Nashville Motor Raceway and our current standings. Of course, Tim Engler with that full pull. Right behind him, Bill Patterson and Sassy Massey, and then Mike Piper just adds dirt. And there's the standings. One more tractor to go, and it is Fred Freeman in Mean Mistreater out of Wadesville, Indiana. Got the full pull to match.
Yeah, Fast Freddie Freeman. Now he's got cast iron all the way. Engler chassis, approximately 1,100 horsepower. He does real good in this 7,200-pound class. Let's see how he does. A little light on the front end, though. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make this. The box is all the way to the top, and he's still dragging it. Man, it's hard to tell.
I don't think he's quite got it. He had to go that full pull to catch up there with Tim Engler. Don't think he's quite there. And he didn't. Not in the Mean Mistreater. Here's how the leader, Tim Engler, saw the pull.
Looking real good so far. Good straight run. Perfect run. Boy, he had an excellent run, really. Good and straight down the track. Front end weight was about right. Makes me breathe a little easier, though. I think we're going to be all right. I think our distance is going to hold up tonight.
And indeed it did. Good strong run, though, by Fred Freeman, who's at trackside with Mike Goss.
Fred, a lot of guys were all over the track tonight, but you made a nice straight run.
Yes, Mike, I was real satisfied with that run. I don't think I could have did any better or did much any different. Just couldn't pull the sled far enough. The biggest problem.
Now, you're always right up there in TNT's points races. What can you do this summer?
I probably won't win a lot of them. My top goal is to finish 5th at the end of the summer. If I can do that, I feel like I've accomplished my goal.
Well, Stan, that shows you a little something about the strength of this field that TNT is going to have this year. Now, here's a former champion. His goal is to finish 5th. Well, he finished 3rd tonight.
And then, of course, Phil Patterson was 2nd place. And, of course, congratulations to our winner, Tim Engler. He's down at trackside with Mike Goss.
Tim Engler made the only full pull to win this modified tractor class in Nashville. Tim, it's a heck of a way to start the summer.
Well, we're real pleased to come and run with TNT and have a good run like this to start the summer out. And we're looking forward to the 9 more big events that you got left for this summer circuit. And we're really satisfied today, but I know everybody's going to be double tough next time, so we're going to have to go home, do our homework, and be ready.
Now, we talked earlier about how you've built a lot of these vehicles you compete against. Any secrets you keep for yourself with your own tractor?
I'll be very honest with you. There was 9 other tractors in this class today that we had built, at least chassis for, and we don't keep anything different on our chassis from anybody else's. It's the only tractor that has the engine combination like we have, so, you know, that's our own little thing, and I'm not saying that's all the answer, but I don't want to say everything. That wouldn't be quite fair.
Yeah, well, congratulations to you.
Well, thank you very much. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Freeman Autolite and Kendall Oil.
Well, congratulations once again to Tim Engler, taking Mission Impossible to a full win. That will about do it here at the Nashville Motor Raceway. For Mike Goss and Rich Hooser, I'm Stan Rhodes. Join us next week for Trucks and Tractor Power on the Nashville